Hey, welcome back, YouTube, to another episode of my Speaking Podcast. It's your boy, Dog Side of Daryl. We're going to jump right into this, man. We got our very own one of Charlotte, North Carolina finest, man. Our friend, this is Eugene Robinson. Welcome back on my Speaking Podcast. Thank you for, taking your time out joining us. We're going to talk about the Carolina Panthers and a little bit of ball, get your perspective on some things that, that's going on with the Carolina Panthers.
That's good. I'm excited to talk about it. I was talking about the Panthers today earlier with Coach Canales. And so I think some exciting stuff that's starting to germinate and starting to begin. So, yeah, good. This is a timely subject.
Okay, cool. And with that being said, we may not all be right, we may not all be wrong.
But you always gonna get our mouth spin what we're speaking on.
Okay, we're gonna jump right into it, man. Hey, Mr. Eugene, what did you think about this 3-game winning streak that the Carolina Panthers got going on?
I tell you what, when I think something started during that Jonathan the Miami Dolphins game. Jonathan Stewart said something. He said something. Man, do I sense like there's a movement on defense? I mean, they held him to 19 yards, but the way they held him to 19 yards, he said, I sense there's some confidence, that's brewing in that locker room that says that we can shut people down defensively. We know we can score, but we can shut down people defensively. And so when he said those comments, I was like, okay, I'm going to see what he's thinking because, all right, I think so, but Dallas is going to be a great test. They held Dallas to 31 yards rushing. And the way they did it, they were physical, man. Derek Brown was sometimes getting double teamed, triple teamed, and he was throwing dudes out of the way, not even getting pushed back, dude.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there going, hold up, man, this defense is for real. They're shutting down the run. I know they got Pickens, and I know that Dakota got, that got a thing going on with Pickens a little bit, but other than that, when you really look at it, I'm like, dude, this defense is the real deal. What Jonathan Stewart saw in the Miami Dolphins game, and I saw some glimpses of it, I'm like, it came to fruition in this Dallas game, no doubt about it. This is a different defense. Think about this too, Mike and Doc Side. If you put J.C. Horn on the top receiver, think about that, right? And we don't really do that because we're not really a man-man team. We're like a man-zone team, and so we're really on size. So if you get him in the slot, he would have to make an adjustment. That tips your hand, and now we know that you're playing man. So I know he doesn't want to tip his hand, but if he doesn't use J.C. Horn, what I would like to see maybe is a little take the free safety and double who that top receiver is.
That's what
that way you can give the illusion of still being in the middle, still being in the zone, still being a modified cover 2 look if you want, and still being able to double on the receiver. And so I kind of like where we are, and I'm not mad at Jack. I think Jack played a good game against a really talented receiver. And if that was CeeDee Lamb, or Tyreek Hill, that talent just goes up exponentially. So, yeah, I thought we did a great job, man. I thought defensively, I think we're the real deal.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head because me and Mike was talking about this Sunday. I was like, why he don't put 2 on Pickens? He got to help Mike Jack out over there, man. I said, Pickens was killing us. But like I said, we stopped the run. I said, I'd rather we was good in the run. I'd rather put 2 on Pick and let us make our take our chance with the other receivers, But
exactly. Yeah, and see, I like that. I think you can match up with Smith Wade. I think you can match up with J.C. Horn. If you double that other receiver, what you have to have in that scheme is another really good safety who can cover.
Yeah.
Or you got to bring in a linebacker like a Thomas Davis who can cover tight ends.
Yeah.
You got to have that. That guy has to be there, or it has to be a Trevor Moore. He has to be that guy to cover the tight end.
And let me ask you a question.
You could double with the corner and the free safety.
Now, I'm going to piggyback to what you're saying. Since you played the game, you saw the game, you seen the same thing me and Daryl seeing. Do coaches sometimes come to the older players that played in the league? Do they get y'all behind the scenes like, hey, what you think we need to do? Or could you give us some advice? Do they, like Evro, would he come to you or would you tell him, say, hey, not trying to tell him what his job, but would you kind of say, hey, you should have double Pinkins early in the game to make somebody else beat you? Because what Daryl was calling me on the phone for when the game was going on was like, why don't have 2 over there or why don't have J.C. Horn? I said, the Panthers don't play man. They're not going to put J.C. Horn everywhere Pickens go. They're going to play zone. The Panthers play like a Band-Aid. They're not gonna let you go over the top. They're gonna keep everything in front of them, and that's how they play. But I want to know from you, after the game on Sundays and Monday morning when you're in this building, do they come to you and say, hey, Eugene, you play the game. What you think can work with this? Or what, do you get your input? And that's what I want to know.
Yeah, well, that happened, to your point, Mike. J.C. Horn went to Coach Evero on the sideline and said, hey, put me on this cat. Right now, the reason why they didn't is because they got to make too many adjustments because, like I said, we're a zone concept, slightly man team a little bit. And because of that, you couldn't flop them. Or now you're making a tell going, all right, we know you go in the pit. If there is a matchup problem with the tight end and the linebacker, now that's where you're going to go ahead and exploit because you know that we're going to take away Pickens. I think moving forward, yes. And every coach I've been around, our defense coordinators, Tom Catlin in Seattle, Shermer in Green Bay, I forgot his name, Coach Moore down in Atlanta. We all been able to go ahead and we've been able to come to him and say, hey, this is what I think. We got Jerry Rice over here. No matter where he's at, let's go ahead and double him. Or you got Randy Moss. Hey, we got to take away Moss. Ray Buchanan, you're fast enough. Can you stay with him? Because you're fast enough to run with him, but he's going to get you over the top. So, but Ray Buchanan's 40. I mean, his jump, not high jump, but his what do you call it? The
vertical.
Vertical. Yeah, his vertical about 38, 40 inches.
He's short too. He was a short cornerback.
Yeah, he was like 5'10".
Yep.
But he got a 40-inch vertical, and he runs a 4.2. So when we played Minnesota, it was like, Ray Boo, he said, I got him. He said, and he told Randy Moss during this, hey, I can stay with you. Like Randy Moss can outrun a lot of people, there ain't no doubt. But Ray Buchanan is fast enough to stay with him. Now he might moss you, he could moss you. But the fact that Ray Buchanan can go ahead and jump 40 inches, his vertical 40 inches, then there you go. And so that's a nice matchup. Now that we know that, if it was man to man, and sometimes we was left with that, we know that Ray was covering. If not, I'm over there over the top of Randy Moss with the other corner playing underneath. So I'm making sure that, hey, I got to stay deep if he goes deep. But hey, you got all the little intermediate stuff. To your point, Mike Darkside, you're absolutely right. You get Pickens, you're going to get feedback from the secondary and the linebackers going, hey, this is what I think we should do. What do you think that we should go ahead and do? And so, and coaches welcome that because they want your input. During the game. Can you cover this dude? Yeah, I got him, coach. He's down. Deion Sanders, don't worry about it. I got the side locked down. Darrell Reeves, don't worry about it. I got this. It's done. Don't work. Don't concentrate on the other side.
Hey, it's a question I want to ask you before you jump, Daryl. I got to get it out there because I know it's so many Panther fans. Fans are quick to jump on the hot thing right then and there. Everybody, you hear talk radio, fans calling in. Everybody want Rico Dow to be the starter now when Chuba Hubbard does come back. But if you recall, and I know Eugene, you saw all this yourself. About 7, 8, 9 years ago, we had two running backs, Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams, with 11 yards apiece. Why can't you not have two dynamic running backs back there to run the ball and run down somebody's throat? When one is tired, the freshman coming in. Why you can't? Because everybody going to want Rico Dowdle to be the starter going forward. But how do you see that playing out? And you as an edge player, how do you see that playing out for the Panthers and Canales? How they going to handle that?
I think, first of all, it's a good problem to have both running backs to be that dynamic, right? And don't forget Etienne in that little mix too a little bit. But to your points, you got those two running backs that's dynamic, just like D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart. What was the Deshaun Foster and the guy who came from the Redskins when it was called the Redskins?
Stephen Davis.
Stephen Davis.
Dude, both of those guys was used incredibly well, and I believe that Coach Canales is just saying, "Oh, I got a great problem. Let me put both these guys on the field at the same time."
Exactly.
Thank you.
And don't forget too. I think we don't say this enough. Rico Dowdle reminds me of McCaffrey in one regard. It's like if I could put him as a third receiver if I want.
Exactly.
He got hands.
So if you want to put them on both on the thing and got Chuba in the backfield, and then you had him in the backfield, and then you motion him out the backfield or the linebacker or safety,
he'll eat him up all day.
Receiver.
This is why I asked you that question.
And we were just And me and Mike were just talking about that Sunday. I said, hey, man, I said, he get Rico and let Rico motion out. I said, he'll eat the linebacker up all day long.
He will eat the linebacker up all day.
He'll eat
and
him
guess
up.
what? Like, on the one he scored that touchdown, he was blocking in the backfield, sneaked out.
Swung out.
And you see how far down the field he was?
He was so far. Yeah, he was so far. Yes.
That's a great problem to have. 2 run, because I look at Montgomery and Gibbs, but they're kind of different. This is a feast that Montgomery is the power back. My thing is, like, me and Darryl were talking, when you hit somebody for 25, 30 yards and you gashing them, you don't have to run the same running back. You can bring Chuba and say, hey, go get some more. Because one thing, and I guess maybe you can speak to this, old school football, to me, still wins in the trenches. This is how I feel about it. When you had John Fox, you had Ron Rivera, you had all the old coach we had, Tom Capers, they played ground and pound. They beat you in the ground. This new era of football, everybody wants to throw the ball. How have the Panthers won the last 2 weeks? Run the ball.
Run the ball. And to your point, right? To your point, they got down against the Miami Dolphins 17 like to nothing, right? 17-3 or something like that, right? Whatever it was. Coach Canales did not abandon the run.
Nope.
Because he knew that they could run on these cats. And that the run got them back in the game.
Back in the game.
The run, he had 206 yards. The run this game, he had 183 yards, 56 yards on passing. Dude, I'm just saying, dude, the run and the way the offensive line was blocking and the combination block and the movement they had on the offensive line. Dude, if Coach Canales doesn't know anything else about football, he knows the same thing that you just said. That old school football wins, run it. You run it.
That ball.
You're gonna wear out a defense.
And then it opens up your receivers more. It opens up your receivers more. You can play, then you can play action, and you can do everything you need to do after that.
Absolutely. Running allows you to go ahead and throw the ball down the field, because now everybody gets the man from. And now what you gonna do? You're gonna go, okay, man to man. If you go man to man, what we said, take Dotto out the backfield with Hubbard, or I'm gonna bring in Jimmy Horn. And I'm gonna have Jimmy Horn be that guy. Remember, for the St. Louis Rams, when it was St. Louis Rams, it was
Isaac Bruce,
Isaac King. Isaac King was that motion dude. I'm bringing in Jimmy Horn, and he's gonna be Isaac King. And he's gonna eat you up.
That's a perfect analysis.
He's gonna eat you up live.
That's a perfect analysis. Perfect.
He's too fast. That dude is
fast.
incredible. He's too fast. And if you get him to rock, did you see his burst of speed on the sideline when he got the ball?
It looked like he wasn't even moving. It looked like he wasn't even running fast.
Right now, he burst of speed. I said, oh my goodness. I said, would that dude? Here's the great problem Coach Canales has. I got so many weapons I can use offensively. I got an offensive line that's playing really consistent ball. You better watch out, dude, because I'm gonna dial up some stuff that's gonna make your mama say ouch.
And then when he put Hunter Renfrow in there, he made that 4th down conversion on that slant. That was a good play. And then you got,
you know what I love about that, Darryl? You know what I love about that? Hunter Renfrow, I'm gonna say something about this. Had no catches all game.
Yeah, go ahead.
4th down, out of all you go to him, because you know what? He's reliable. You know he's gonna catch the ball. And I guarantee he's the ultimate pro. He wants the ball, but guess what? He didn't have a catch the whole game. But when it was 4th and 4, they went to him and he delivered. Just like the last week, Jimmy Horn caught the 4th down play to extend the drive. Like Eugene is saying, they have a lot of weapons. I think Canales, like I told you before in this podcast, Darryl, Canales to me is like a mad scientist. He got to figure out what he's got to do, because these timeouts after you get a 1st down is starting to kill me. You got to get the play in quicker. You got to get it in quicker.
You got to get the play in quick.
You need to know what personnel. Am I lying, Eugene? Am I lying?
No. No, yes. Every coach struggles with like getting the play in, the communication, that you got to have that concise. So when they look up, they got guys who are spotting to see who's coming on the sideline, what personnel package is coming in, and then they automatically go to, all right, you got this, and now he's going to go to a sheet and go, oh, these are the things that they like to do. This is what we want to go ahead and do. And they may give you an audible off that. So they're always doing that. That's why coaches are playing this game, like trying to hide personnel or trying to use the same personnel to accomplish the same thing that you would do with someone that's different. So, but you're absolutely right. I mean, like that 4th down play to Renfrow, I don't think people give credit to Bryce Young on how great a throw that was.
It was quick.
Not only was it quick, it's man-to-man. He has a guy, skinny technique, means outside technique on the outside of him, really close to him.
Yep.
You got a linebacker who's making a
Coming
drop
in.
in the middle, who's
Yep.
going to run across the face.
Mm-hmm.
He runs across the face. The ball is thrown low and away,
Yep.
away from the defensive back who's behind him, and
Mm-hmm.
down and low away that the linebacker can't go ahead.
Can't
If
get.
it's thrown
Yep.
high, I guaranteed it's knocked down
That
those interceptions.
linebacker. Yeah. You're right.
Guaranteed. You know how close that dude was to knocking
He
that,
was.
getting that
He was
ball,
close.
but the ball was
Inches.
tailing down underneath. It's
Inches,
inches.
yeah.
And so that only speaks to not only Canales and just having the guts to go and call the play,
Mm-hmm.
but Bryce Young having the moxie to go ahead and throw it and give the play what it needed and give the spin on the
Mm-hmm.
ball what it needed and the location of the ball what it needed. Because if he doesn't, you know what we're saying? We're
We
saying
lost.
up down. Hey, we lost. Hey, shouldn't have threw that ball that way.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He should have threw it down low. He should have threw it down the way, or he should
Mm-hmm.
have somewhere else. Bryce made a great decision on that play,
He
and I
did.
tell you, I thought it was the right one.
Yeah.
It was
quick.
It was a gutsy decision.
A quick slant. Always going to win on those little 4th and 1, 4th and 2, the 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. I mean, in those situations, I love what he did with with Hunter Renfrow. And then now you have the guy I call Mr. T. And he caught 2 touchdowns.
Wow. I tell you what, he's outstanding. I think the only thing that I give him a demerit demerit for is that they credit Bryce Young with the interception.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Bryce Young hit him T-Mac right in the hands.
Mm-hmm.
It went right through his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And now the ball's intercepted. I'm like, dude, that ain't an interception. That's a drop pass, dude.
Yeah.
I wish they would really change that stat. And I'm a defensive back, and I'll lobby for it because I'm like, dude, that's unfair. If the quarterback throws the ball and it gets out of his hand without,
Deflection.
without distraction,
Mhm.
all right, then I can see an interception. If it bounces off a dude's head, like last week against Minnesota played the Seattle Seahawks, and what's the guy who was with us who's there now?
Sam Darnold.
Sam
Darnold.
Darnold.
And Sam Darnold threw a ball. I thought he shouldn't have thrown, but it hit the lineman's head and it bounces way up in the air. Not way up in the air, but it bounces in the air, takes a different trajectory, and now the defensive back gets it right. And I was going, now, if he bats the ball down, I would say, yeah, that's an interception. If he bats it, yeah, that's okay, because that's what the defense is trying to do, get an interception. But this is a freak play. It's like it gets off your head. And the interception, I'm going, yeah, it is, but not really. That's like a freak play. That's like a freak occurrence, if you will. So I say that things that are like freak occurrences and things that like when it bounces off of the receiver's hands, less the defensive back or less the lineman are affecting the play deliberately, then I think those become interceptions, if you will. In my opinion, because I think that stat is overrated. Because somebody goes like, the Price threw an interception.
Yep.
Not really. Not really. It was an interception. I can't attribute that to Bryce.
Bryce, yeah.
So, but I like what I see, and I like the moxie I see, and that's why I'm bringing up that play with Hunter Renfrow, because Bryce did an excellent job of throwing the ball low and away.
He did.
Low and away to keep the drive alive.
So now it's week 6. Now you're starting to see. It seems like everybody kind of like coming back together. You still got some teams that's trying to get to 5-1, but most of the league is 3-2, 3-3. The Panthers right there, 3-3. They're right up. They're number 2 in their division, right? Right behind Tampa Bay.
Absolutely. They're behind Tampa Bay.
They're right behind Tampa Bay. So if we keep running the ball like we're running, man, it's a possibility for us, to be right there in the mix, when it comes playoff time.
Yeah, well, let's talk about this. The Jets that they're going to be playing next, they give up 100, and now they run about 135 yards per game. But who's it? Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I think it's Justin Fields. They throw the ball laterally, not down the field, not pressing the issue.
Yeah.
Not like what we were doing. You see how we press the issue? We throw the ball down the field at times. They don't press the issue because they rely a little bit on that running game and not really on the quarterback to go ahead and get the ball. Now that the ball is moving laterally, I'm like, hey, put some pressure on. Let's see if you're able to stop the run. If you're able to stop the run, my next thing is put some pressure on Justin Fields and make him find receivers. If he's going to get that ball out, I'm going to tell my cornerbacks, if I'm the safety, hey, the ball's going to come out real fast. We're going to be blitzing. I want you to jump the route. If they like to do a slant and you're waiting about the slant and go, don't worry, I got you over the slant and go. If they like to go ahead and do a double move, don't worry, off that double move, I got you. I'm gonna tell my guys, hey, jump the route, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and jump it because the ball is coming out very quick, and that means it's short passes. It's a 1 and 3 step drop.
Yep.
It's a quick slant. It's a 3-step drop. The ball's coming out. Now, if he fakes off a 3-step drop and do something differently, guess who's going to be over the top? The safety's going to be over the top.
Yeah.
And now the safety's over the top on that one. You talk about a knockout or an easy interception, typically. So
Yep.
I'm going to say this game, I would like to see the defense take it up a notch and send DJ Wanham, send Nick Scorton, get these guys after this quarterback. Get him after this quarterback.
He got sacked 9 times.
Get these cats after the quarterback.
He got sacked 9 times yesterday. So I guess the last question I got for you, Gene, before you leave is we were gonna try to get you on every quarterly, but we 3-3, like Darryl said. How do you feel about the Panthers being 3-3 right now and going into the Jets game? Where's if you had to grade them, or how would you assess them right now going into this next game with the Jets at 3-3?
So they played the Jaguars, they played the Cardinals, they played Atlanta, they played Dolphins,
New England,
and they played who we just played yesterday?
New England and Dallas.
And New England, right? I looked at that. I was like, man, you know what? If we came out of those games winning 3 to 4 games out of that first level of games, I said, I think you count that as a win. I think you count that as this is some improvement.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
The Cardinals, we came back. It was 27-20, 27-22 on that game.
Yep.
Atlanta, we beat them 30-0. Dolphins came back from a 17-point deficit. Dallas, boom, and then New England and the Jags. I thought that the Jags, we could have beat them, but it looked like they were in the same position that we're in. I thought we should have beat them, but we didn't do it. So we could easily be 4-2, 3-3. I'll take 3-3.
And see, like Mike was saying,
I think we're trending.
Yeah, like Mike was saying, Eugene, and I was saying this too. If we don't start slow, when we start slow and start behind, that's when, you know what I'm saying, it seems like the Panthers like, it seems like they kind of like give up. But if we go down the field and either kick a field goal or even scoring touchdowns, if we get on top early, that gives confidence to our defense and our offense. But if we start playing behind, we're not a team that can come from behind like that a lot. So we need to be scoring.
We got to play clean football. You're right. We got to play clean football. Was it the New England game that we had the special teams like the bottom? We had
don't even talk about that no more.
Touchdown for special teams. We had a touchdown, and then we had a 60-yard punt return. I mean, uncharacteristic, but we got behind the 8 ball quickly.
Yep.
You just look up and they go like this. How is it 10-0? When did that happen? We've been in the field game. You get one of those type of things. And so you're right. If you start fast and clean and able to minimize explosive plays, the Carolina Panthers, you're in it. You're in it. And here it is. I think that after this performance, I think Bryce Young is going to start getting a little bit more of the respect that he deserves.
Yeah.
Everybody still want to say, I don't know, like he's not the guy. You know what? 1, he finds the throwing lanes. 2, he can actually escape the pocket and make something happen with his feet.
Yeah.
And he throws the ball really, really well. He does.
Really
he throws
well.
a really good ball. And I'm sitting there, and he's not afraid to make that impromptu play, the improvisational deal. I'm like, and he just has a way about him. I don't know. So I'm looking at, I'm going, you know what? Bryce, I'll take him. You know, I'll take Bryce. Most people are talking about, hey, why did you get C.J. Stroud, this and that? And now that C.J. Stroud is having some woes with the court. I mean, I think they fired the coach anyway, but they had a new coordinator. He's not doing exactly what. And remember this, Coach Canales had Geno Smith and he had Baker Mayfield. Geno Smith under his tutelage had 30 touchdowns and like 8 interceptions and close to 4,000 yards. Baker Mayfield had 28 touchdowns, maybe 10 interceptions, maybe 9 interceptions, 4,000 yards. I'm telling you, dude, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, I like what I see with Bryce.
There you go. That being said, man, we're going to end it on that one, man. Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Thank you, Eugene, for allowing us some of your time, talk about the Carolina Panthers this week. We really appreciate you joining us, man. And then, like I said,
No
hopefully
doubt.
later on in the year we can get you back on. We can talk some more.
We'll catch you up a couple more games from now. We'll hit you up again we'll hit you up a couple more weeks from now and get your analysis because this is 6-7 week going. So we're gonna try to hit you up week 10 and get an analysis, see where we at then.
Okay, that sounds great. I look forward to it, gentlemen.
Well, thank you so much again,
y'all
Mr.
stay
U, for
blessed.
doing what
Peace
you do. Bless me. You have a safe trip too.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
No doubt. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.